Okay, in today's video, we're going to go over a problem involving the Bohr model, the Bohr model energy level diagram for hydrogen and the emission spectrum for the hydrogen atom when we go from a transition from N2 down to the ground state. Before we do that, I just want to remind you, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Click on that red button down here in the lower right-hand corner, the subscribe button. Don't forget, get all my excellent physics, chemistry, and math videos. Thank you very much for doing that. And now let's get on to our problem. We want to determine the wavelength of light emitted from the Lyman series transition from N2 to N1. Remember, Lyman is when the electrons transition to the lowest energy level, the ground state. Balmer is when they come down to the second energy level. Paschen is when they come down to the third energy level. This is in the ultraviolet, this is in the visible, and this is in the infrared. And we're going to do Lyman, this transition right here from N2 to N1. I'm going to show you how to do this two different ways using two different equations or sets of equations. And let's get started. The first thing we have to do is we have to convert or determine the energy level difference between the second and the first energy level. We know the first energy level is minus, for the hydrogen atom is minus 13.6 electron volts. These are given electron volts typically. The second energy level is minus 3.4. So we're going to find the difference in energy from going from 2 to 1. And we get that's minus 3.4 electron volts minus 13.6. And that gives us that change in energy is 10.2 electron volts. Okay, now we know that energy transfer. Now that energy transition, the difference in energy, now we really just have to convert that. It's just kind of like a bunch of conversions for converting that to wavelengths down to nanometers, and we have 10.2 electron volts with our difference from N2 to N1. We can convert that first into joules, because we know 1 electron volt is 1.6 times 10 to the minus 19 joules, 1.63 times 10 to the minus 18 joules. And then we can convert from joules using our energy equation, where the energy is equal to the Planck's constant times the frequency. We can solve this for the frequency, and we get that the frequency is equal to E divided by H, which is the energy in joules. When we use this equation, the energy has to be in joules, not in electron volts. So we can take 1.63 times 10 to the minus 18 joules, divide that by Planck's constant, which is a constant, 6.63 times 10 to the minus 34 joules, and we get that the frequency of that of the wavelength would be 2.46 times 10 to the 15 hertz. Now the next step is we're going to convert into wavelength, and we can use our equation C. The speed of light is equal to the frequency times the wavelength. That means the wavelength is equal to the speed of light divided by the frequency. We have the frequency. The speed of light is also a constant, 3.0 times 10 to the 8 meters per second. Divide that by our frequency, 2.46 times 10 to the 15 hertz. And we get that wavelength is 1.22 times 10 to the minus 7 meters. And we sometimes, I think, especially around the visible area, we like to convert that to nanometers or give that nanometers. So that's 122 nanometers. Now that's outside the visible spectrum, which goes down to about 300 or 350 for violet. And so that would be in the ultraviolet region right there. Okay, that's that transition from N2 to N1 in the Lyman series. Now we can use another equation, which you may have seen, which is this equation right here. And this equation says that 1 over the wavelength, it's not the wavelength, it's 1 over the wavelength, you gotta remember that, is equal to R. R is Rydberg's constant, or the Rydberg constant, and that has the value of 1.0974 times 10 to the 7th meter to the minus 1, or 1 over meters. And then we multiply that by 1 divided by n prime squared. I'll tell you in a moment what n primed is, minus 1 over n squared. Okay, now the difference between n primed and n, you square both of them, but the n primed and the n is that this is the energy level where the electron is going to end up. So when we use this equation for any of the Lyman series transitions down to the first energy level, then the n prime will always be 1. If we're doing it for Balmer, then n prime will always be 2. So if we're going from like the 6th energy level down to the 2nd, this is n squared, which would be 2 squared, and this would be 6 squared. If you're doing it for the Paschen series, okay, and then you would make this n prime would always be 3. Now you can do this for any transition, not just for these 3, but these are the 3 most common ones. Okay, so n prime, this first n here is where the electron is going to end up, the final place, and this is where it starts. So we're doing this for Lyman 2 to 1. So that means we're going to go with the same equation. We're going to say that that's 1 over, so I just put 1 over, not just put, but it's 1 over the wavelength. This is lambda, is equal to r, and I plug the values in for the energy levels. This is 1, which would be 1 squared, which is obviously 1. This is 2, which is 2 squared, which is going to be 4, because we're starting from 2 to 1. And then we go with the next equation, and now I'm going to plug in the value for the Rydberg constant. And then I put here 1 over 1, because that 1 squared is 1. 2 squared is 4, so it's 1 minus 1/4. And if you do that and multiply that by the Rydberg constant, then you get that 1 over the wavelength is equal to 8.23 times 10 to the 6 meters to the minus 1. Now that's not the wavelength, that's 1 over the wavelength. So we can take the reciprocal of each of these fractions, and that ends up being that the wavelength is therefore equal to 1 divided by. Okay, I can just switch algebraically, I can just switch the location of these two places, the place of these two values. You get the wavelength is equal to 1 divided by this, 8.23 times 10 to the 6 meters to the minus 1. And if you do that, then lo and behold, you get 1.22 times 10 to the minus 7, which is the same value we got for the previous way we did this, using the wavelength and the frequency. And of course, that once again would be 122 nanometers. So there you go. Okay, that's how you use those energy level diagrams to calculate the changes in energy, the frequency, the wavelengths of light emitted when an electron comes from an excited state down to the ground state or down to a lower energy level. Okay, so there you go. Hope you found that video helpful. If you did, please do all of the following 4 things now. Subscribe to my channel, please. Get all my excellent physics, chemistry, and math videos. You can give me a thumbs up for this video. Leave me a nice positive comment in the comment section below. And don't forget, sharing this, caring. Share this video with all of your friends. Show them just how much you care. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.